Welcome to State Television Company Western Armenia, broadcast for today. The identity of Western Armenia and the struggle for its right. Mr. Armenag Aprahamian, the 49th session of the Governing Council of the Republic of Western Armenia. We will no longer tolerate the terrorist government of Azerbaijan and Turkey. Tenny, the newly built monuments of Artsakh are being demolished by Azerbaijan. The medieval Armenian Dadivank Monastery is under the management of Udi community. The 27th Prague French Film Festival opened with the screening of Monsieur, Aznavour. The President of Poland visited the Park of Remembrance in Armenia. Western Armenia continues to be an integral part of the national identity of the Armenian people, regardless of the political conditions. No matter that different forces try to deny the existence of Western Armenia culturally, legally, or politically, it continues to live in us in the depth of our history, culture, and essence. Western Armenia has a history of thousands of years. Its culture and identity are not only forgotten, it continues to be passed on the generations. To erase Western Armenia has never succeeded, despite the political disagreements of the 20th century, the horrors of the genocide and subsequent legal and political attempts. Millions of dollars have been spent for this purpose even, but the truth cannot be eaten. The spirit of Western Armenia continues to live among the Armenian people with a strong foundation of indigeneity. The Russian decree in 1917 on 19 December recognized the right of self-determination of Armenians of Western Armenia. This decree is still in force. The issue of Western Armenia has long been out of the scope of historical discussions, and now it is in the platform of international law. Many countries, including Russia and the USA, have recognized the right of citizenship of the Armenians of Western Armenia. Woodrow Wilson, the 28th President of the USA, established the borders between Armenia and Turkey, emphasizing the territorial integrity of Western Armenia. According to the treaty with Russia in December 1917, the right of self-determination of Western Armenia was recognized. That is still valid. The volunteers of Western Armenia dedicated their lives to the liberation of the Armenian territories. They participated in the struggle for the liberation of Artsakh and proved that the Armenian people are ready to fight for their rights. The territory of Artsakh, as well as Western Armenia in 1920, was part of the state of Armenia. Even today, those territories continue to be occupied by Azerbaijani forces, but this does not change the historical and legal reality. The identity of Western Armenia is recognized not only by international organizations, but also by the United Nations today. Armenians have the opportunity to receive an identity card of Western Armenia, which is a force for protecting their historical rights. The fragments of the genocide cannot change the identity of an Armenian. Millions of Armenians still live in the territory of Western Armenia today who recognize their identity and have the right to protect it. We, the Armenians, must continue our struggle to preserve and strengthen the existence of Western Armenia. Western Armenia will never disappear as long as it lives in the soul of the Armenian people. Its mountains and rivers, culture and history are with us in the depth of our being. No matter how much they try to erase, we continue to live, breathe, and struggle for our rights. The soul of Western Armenia should be sought clearly and strongly, as that is the reality, said Mr. Armenag Aprahamian, the President of the National Council of the Republic of Western Armenia. On 25 November, the 49th session was held of the Governing Council of the Republic of Western Armenia. President of the Republic of Western Armenia, Ms. Lydia Markosyan, welcomed the attendees. She informed about the conference to be held on 17 December and emphasized the importance of the conference. Ms. President presented the position of Western Armenia regarding Eastern Armenia. Mr. Armenag Aprahamian, the President of the National Council of the Republic of Western Armenia, emphasized as follows. Western Armenia will never give up its rights and will defend the rights of our identity and heritage. Our identity disturbs both Turks and Azerbaijanis. He added that the society of Eastern Armenia is not informed about the state of Western Armenia and about our existing system of the Republic of Western Armenia. The Republic of Western Armenia is the only system that protects the rights of Armenians. We have a national council, a government, a parliament, a unified state system that protects our statehood and not only a part of Western Armenia. We can explain to everyone what Western Armenia is. President Aprahamian also referred to one of his recent interviews, stating, "The public should not think that Western Armenia is a phenomenon of the past. I will continue to struggle until the end. We do not accept and will not accept the concept of Western Azerbaijan. We are not in opposition to any government or party, but a state with a state system by which we protect our identity and the right of the Armenian people." The President emphasized that Azerbaijan has repeatedly spoken out against the Republic of Western Armenia in the UN session, where Eastern Armenia was also present. Western Armenia will continue to protect our rights. This speech once again confirmed the determination of the Republic of Western Armenia to preserve the rights and national heritage of the Armenian people. The newly elected U.S. President Donald Trump's administration will be the most pro-Armenian administration in the United States since the presidency of President Woodrow Wilson. Republican supporter clergyman Joel Tenny announced this on his Facebook page. "We will no longer tolerate the terrorist rule of Azerbaijan and Turkey," and Kim Reynolds, governor of law, declared April 24, 2020, as the Armenian Awareness Day, said Tenny. The newly built monument of Artsakh have been declared illegal by Azerbaijan authorities and are being demolished. After the first Artsakh war, the reconstruction works in the village of Karagluh began and the construction of the church of St. Hovannes started in 2011. Architect Maxim Atayans initiated it. The church was built on the top of the village and consecrated on 5 September 2014. After the 44-day war, the Azerbaijan authorities destroyed the churches of Zoravor Surpastvatazin in Mekhakavan, St. Hambartsum in Berdzor, and St. Hovannes Makartic in Shushi. Azerbaijan's hostile attitude towards Armenian culture heritage continues. After the end of the war in 2020, Azerbaijan targeted the Armenian Christian monument located in the occupied territories of Artsakh and presented them as Aghvani heritage. This practice violates the Convention of UNESCO and other international organizations which prohibit the transformation of cultural heritage. The President of Poland visited the Park of Remembrance in Armenia. The delegation led by Polish President who arrived in Armenia for an official visit accompanied by Deputy Foreign Minister of the Republic of Armenia, Paul Hovanesyan, Yerevan Deputy Mayor Armen Pambukchan, and Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of Republic of Armenia to Poland, Alexander Arzumanyan. The guests were welcomed by Edita Gazoyan, director of the Museum Institute of Genocide Against Armenians, and escort to the Armenian Genocide Memorial presented the history of the created of the memorial. The President of Poland laid a wreath at the monument commemorating the victims of the Genocide of Armenian. Then the guests placed flowers near the eternal fire and observed a minute of silence in memory of the innocent victims of the genocide committed against Armenians. The 27th French Film Festival, held in November 21 up to 27 in Prague, opened with the Czech premiere of the film Monsieur, Aznavour. The film was watched by more than 2 million people in France. In the special section of the festival were also shown dedicated to Aznavour. The films shoot the pianist and Aznavour and his world. Dear viewers, this was all for today. I wish you a good day. Goodbye.